All right, so yesterday we took a look at two triangle theorems. We took a look at the triangle angle sum theorem, which says the sum of the three angles of a triangle always equal 180 degrees. And we took a look at the isosceles triangle theorem, which states that if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite those sides are also congruent. Today we're going to take a look at one theorem, and it's called the exterior angle theorem. So, the exterior angle theorem. The measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the remote interior angles. So, what that means is, if I have an angle that's on the exterior. So exterior means outside. So if I have an angle on the outside, I can find that angle by adding the two inside angles that is not attached to. So these are called the remote angles. So if I add these two up, it'll give me my exterior angle. So the exterior angle is equal to the sum of A plus B. So this angle, don't use this angle because we know this angle and this angle are 180. So don't use that one. Use the ones that is not attached to. So those are called remote interior angles. So A is a remote interior angle and B is a remote interior angle. So if I add up these two angles, it'll give me this outside angle. So that's what the exterior angle theorem says. So example 4, find the value of x. So I have an angle on the outside. That's an exterior angle. That's x. So if I add these two angles together, it'll give me my exterior angle. So 38 plus 42. You can use a calculator or mental math. You should get 80 degrees. So the measure of angle x is 80 degrees. All right, B. So I know that I got some tick marks here. So I know that this must be an isosceles triangle. So opposite this side is this angle. Opposite this side is this angle. So they're going to be the same angle measurement. So let's introduce y. So I'm going to put a new variable in there. So I know that if I add up these three angles, it's going to give us 180 degrees. So this, and this are going to give me 180 degrees. So let's solve that equation. So my equation that I set up is 51 plus y. Those are my three angles in the triangle equal 180. So we go through, we combine like terms. Subtract 51 from both sides. So 2y is equal to 129. So I'm just solving the equation. Divide by 2. Okay. And I get a fraction. I'm going to put it in decimal form, just make it a little simpler for us working with the angle measure. So I got 64.5. Now, some different ways I can go about doing this. So I know that this side is 64.5. This angle is 64.5. And I know that this angle is 64.5. So those are two things that I know based off of what I just found. So I can use the exterior angle theorem, which says this angle on the outside is equal to this plus this. So this angle on the outside is equal to my two remote angles. So I can go that route. Or I know that these two angles form a linear pair. So I can just do 180 minus 64.5. So that's the route that I'm going to go because it's a little easier. So if I do 180 minus 64.5, it'll give me the measure of angle x. And I got 115.5. So 115.5. Okay. C, I have an exterior angle, 10x plus 30, and two remote angles. So this one and this one. So this is a straightforward rule. The exterior angle theorem says that this is equal to the sum of these two angles. So I'm going to set up an equation. 10x plus 30 is equal to the sum of these two when I add them together. So that's going to be 6x minus 10 plus 9x minus 10. And we'll go through and we'll solve our equation. So 10x plus 30. I got like terms, 6 and 9 is going to give me 15. I got numbers, -10 and -10. Add those together. Same side, do same sign, so you don't have to do opposites. From here, I got some different options. You can subtract 10x, subtract 30, subtract 15x, or add 20. Doesn't really make a difference. I'm going to subtract 10x from both sides. So it's going to give me 30 equals 5x minus 20. Now I'm going to add 20 to both sides. Plus 20, plus 20. That gives me 50. Okay, so first thing I did was subtracted 10x from both sides. I brought everything down, added 20 to both sides. And the last step, divide by 5. Divide by 5. So we got x is equal to 10. So x is equal to 10 for this example. So we use the fact that the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the remote interior angles. That's what we used. And let's take a look at one more. Take a look at this wonderful masterpiece that we got down here. Example 5. Okay, find the measure of each numbered angle. Now, it doesn't matter which one you start with. If you want to start with number 5, go for it. If you want to start with number 3, go for it. If you want to start from number 1, go for it. But you definitely want to maybe start with something first that you have enough information to find. So we're looking for the measure of angles 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to get started over here because I know that 2 angles in a triangle, I can find the third one easily by just subtracting from 180. So I can find those pretty easily. So if we do add these up and subtract it from 180, it'll give me this angle measure right there. So that's what I'm going to do. 67 plus 43, and I'm going to subtract that from 180. I got that this angle is 70 degrees. Okay. So just baby stepping my way through it. So this plus this, subtract from 180, is going to give me 70 degrees. Now, this is a linear pair. So if I do 180 minus 70, it'll give me this right here. So that's going to give me 110 degrees. Another way that I could have found this angle without doing adding all this up, I could have just added 67 plus 43, and that also would have gave me 110. So lots of different ways in math to get to the same answer. Now I'm going to move on. Might as well, I guess we'll try to stay in order. Angle 2. These two are vertical angles. So from a couple of days ago, vertical angles are congruent to each other. So this one is 70 degrees. Okay. Moving on, other information that I could find. I also can use the fact that I know that this is 142 degrees, and I know that I have 2 remote interior angles. So this is 142, and these are remote angles. So 142 is equal to 91 plus angle 5. So 142 is equal to 91 plus angle 5. So if I subtract 91 from both sides, okay, that will give me 51 degrees. So 51 is equal to the measure of angle 5. So I'm going to put this equals 51. So I found this was 51 by using the using the exterior angle theorem, which says remote angles, add those together, is equal to your outside angle. Now these are vertical angles. So if this is 51 degrees, so is this one. So 51 degrees. And the last one that we need to find is this. So if I do 70 plus 51, subtract from 180, it'll give me this angle here. So 70 plus 51, subtract from 180, gives me 59 degrees. And just like that, we have all 5 angles that we were looking for. Okay. The measure of angle 1 is 110. The measure of angle 2 is 70. The measure of angle 3 is 59. The measure of angle 4 is 51. And the measure of angle 5 is 51. So we used all kinds of theorems to help us figure out those angle measures.